Hi, this is Dan Collins, Editor-in-Chief of Futures Magazine for Traders Exclusive, here on the first day of spring where we're having more snow in Chicago again. And the snowy winter was somewhat of an issue yesterday's minutes from the Fed March meeting, because they went ahead and tapered again. There was some speculation that after two really weak unemployment numbers that they'd kind of slow down the pace of tapering or maybe delay it for a meeting. But new Fed Chairman Janet Yellen did not do that. They reduced QE3 by another $10 billion. The market was a little bit down, but it's a very positive point, because she's obviously saying we're going to carry through with this. Despite the poor numbers, the bad winter was one excuse why the numbers weren't as good as they could be, and maybe that was a reason, maybe it wasn't entirely the reason, but I think the point is they have to get on with it. You know, the Fed had set 6.5% unemployment rate as a benchmark for when they'd actually start tightening rates, bringing them back up. Now they stepped away from that, and they're not tied to that. But the fact that we're right there at that precipice, and we're still purchasing $65 billion down from $85 billion in treasuries and mortgage-backed securities is kind of problematical. They can't do it all at once, so they have to keep this up. I don't think you're going to see any kind of delay in the tapering unless you have a really, really serious economic downturn where a GDP number comes negative. They have to end it, because remember, when you're talking about tapering, they keep on adding, and they're adding a little bit less after reducing by $10 billion, but they're still adding to this huge book. So, you know, as the economy improves, even if it's not, you know, the great improvement we'd like to see, they have to get through this. They have to taper it, end QE3, and start to look to raise interest rates. It's really amazing that we've been in a zero interest rate environment since the end of 2008, and that's very distortive. In the upcoming April issue of Futures, we talked to hedge fund manager Mark Spitznagel, who would, you know, like the Fed to do a lot less. And in fact, he may just prefer the Fed to go away. It's not going to happen, but I think, you know, what he talks about will have resonance with people who just see, 5 years at zero interest rate, a very, very active Fed. I think regardless of where you stand on that point of view, I think everyone would like to see a much less active Fed, and, you know, it's time for the economy to stand on its own. So I think that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to continue to see how the market reacts to Fed activity. I think the March decision shows that they're really committed to the taper, and that nothing's going to change that unless something really dramatic happens. We're going to work through this till they're down to nothing. This has been Dan Collins for Traders Exclusive and Futures Magazine. See you next time.